And it's exactly 50 minutes after 7. We're talking security matters here on our show now with Superintendent Cephas Arthur. He's Director of Public Affairs with the Ghana Police Service. But I'm dedicating just a little tiny time so you can call me. The police have emergency numbers. 191 is out. If you think you can call and, just tell me, what do you think the numbers are? I promise you we'll have lunch at the Joy FM Beauty and Bridal Fair, God willing, tomorrow. Lunch is Kinke Boutique. Is nice. The first person who can tell me, and please don't Google before you give me a call. I will know, and I will determine who is right or wrong. So please give me a call, 0302-211. Okay, I have to come back and tell you. 0302-211-69102. 0302-211-69102. Okay, Superintendent Arthur. Good morning to you.
Good morning, madam.
So what else can we do again? Because, with the particular incidents that we're talking to you over the phone this week, they call the police.
Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting, but security provision should be a continuous exercise. It shouldn't be a one-off thing or something like an event. You say, oh, I've put this thing in place and that is the end of it. You should keep at it continuously because it is your life. It's about your property. It's about your life. So you have to ensure that the measures that you put in place is continuous.
Okay. Can you just pause there for me? We'll come back and continue because it's a continuous process. Let me just speak to Pearl. Hello, Pearl. Pearl is joining us from Cape Coast. Good morning, Pearl.
Good morning. I'm Vera, not Pearl.
Oh, Vera. Apologies. Okay. So, you know the emergency numbers?
Yes.
By hearts, like we say?
Pardon me?
I said by hearts.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
It's 0302-773906.
Or?
For the first one. Or 18555 for MTN and I think Vodafone.
Okay. Okay, and then the other one that I said, 191 I said, okay. So I think you got it because I'm not sure you were reading it, were you?
No.
Okay, but you're in Cape Coast, so how do we do our Kinke Boutique lunch?
Somebody else can come in place of me.
Okay, but thank you very much for calling and sharing. Thanks a lot. Okay, so later on we'll open the phone line so that you can share your security concerns with us, and let's see how best we can help you with it.
Yes. And let me also say that a lot of things or a lot of factors also have to come into play. You mentioned the fact that the police were contacted, but due to the bad nature of the road, when they got there, the people had fled. And so we need also to get our streets and other things in good shape. We also talked about the fact that we need to name our streets and number our houses because it helps a lot in crime combat. As I said that time, the last time we spoke, sometimes the police is able to reach the large location of the distress call in record time, but to locate the specific place of distress becomes a problem because of bad street naming and bad house numbering. Before the police could locate, oh, this is the place, you will realize that you are even standing close by the place. But because of bad description, we are not able to pinpoint the place and render the kind of service that is required. So we also have to bring in some other factors, street naming, house numbering, and then you mentioned bad nature of the road, good streets, so that it can facilitate response time. Yes.
So, when some of these things happen, even though it's very difficult, you may not have met them, but we expect that investigations will be very quick.
Exactly.
How do you carry out your investigations? Some people have said that if something happened to a policeman, you see that the result is like quick. In no time, they have the culprit.
That is not the case. You see, there are certain issues that have happened to police officers in the past that we are still grappling with the solution. And there have been instances where incidents happened to members of the public and we were able to resolve it in record time. It depends on the kind of crime it is. You see, sometimes it takes ages for a crime to be solved. For instance, murders and other sophisticated crimes. It can take you just a week to unravel it. It can take you about a month. Even in the developed countries, sometimes it takes them, ages, 20 years, 15 years. Some crimes continue to remain unresolved. So it's not because it's a police officer who is involved. In fact, when a crime occurs, an incident occurs, and the police are able to resolve it in record time, get to the bottom of it, it's just like somebody converting and there's joy in heaven. So wouldn't intentionally sit by and say, oh, this issue doesn't concern a police officer, and so we are not going to put in maximum effort. We are not going to work like bees in a beehive to get to the bottom of it, because it's not about a police officer. No, not at all. In fact, as I said, anytime we are able to resolve a crime, we are happy.
But you know, incidents such as robbery. I remember very well this young guy, 29 or 27-year-old guy, who robbers just got into his house and then shot him.
Yes,
so now the
yes,
pregnant wife is left
yes,
without a husband.
yes.
Things like these scare us a lot.
Definitely.
We don't feel safe. I mean,
violent
no matter where you
crimes
live.
will definitely scare members of the public. But a lot also depends on the victim. Whilst the police and other security agencies are doing their best, a lot also depends on the people. What do you put in place as some security measures for yourselves? I don't know exactly what happened, but when we were also attacked, what was your reaction to the attack? Because some people think that when they are attacked, they have so much at stake that they will not be prepared to let go their property. So they will want to put up a fight. And in that instance, you stand the chance of being eradicated just at the snap of the finger, because they wouldn't want you to challenge them. And if you are not capable, you are not prepared enough to receive such unwanted visitors in your home, once they come upon you, they are at an advantageous position. Allow them to do whatever they want to do so that they can go. Later, if you are lucky, you can recover your things. And once there is life, there is hope. Don't try to put up a fight against armed robbery gang of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One person, you and your wife, or you and your wife and your 2 children or 1 child. You cannot match up with the armed robbers. They are prepared. You were not prepared by the time they got there. And even if they come upon you, you are aware that they are upon you, and you have a pistol under your pillow. Don't make for it, because already you are at a disadvantageous position. So it also depends on us. When you are approached by these unwanted visitors, what do? Just do their bidding and let them go. Okay,
let me ask you, and this, I know that some people have said they've gone through this, which I don't want to see myself ever in that position. I don't know what kind of decision anybody would make. When you say allow them to do what they've come to do because you are in a disadvantageous position, what if they want to rape your daughter or they want to rape your wife, for instance? Do you just let them do it?
Well, if you don't allow them to do it, they can eradicate you and go ahead and do it anyway.
That's hard.
The best you can do is to beg, to implore. If you are lucky, you may be spared. But if you are not lucky, they will go ahead and do it. But don't stand in their way. Once you are not in a position to overpower them, once you know that you cannot overpower them, if you try, they will kill you or they will hurt you. You become immobile. They will demobilize you and then go ahead anyway to have their way. It is traumatizing. We understand. But which one do you like? Do you want to go to heaven with one eye, or you don't want to go at all?
Would you take the same decision? I mean, I'm not asking for that to happen to you, but if you found yourself in that same position, is that what you would do?
I can't preach virtues and practice vices. I would take the same decision. It should be developed as an instinct, because instinctively there will be the edge, there will be the edge on your part to fight for your life. Yes, that is, it's understandable. It's a very difficult situation, a very difficult decision to take, because instinctively there will be the edge for you to fight for your life and prevent the person from raping your wife and those kind of things. But quickly, the intuitive something must come. What you have learned must come above the instinct. Just because you want to save your life, save that of your family. Allow them to do whatever they want to do. Usually they want to plunder your wealth. It's in isolated cases that they want to have a feel of your wife also. But if they want to plunder your wealth, make it easier for them to take whatever they want to take.
Is it that sometimes they think we have money and we may not, or they know that we have it?
Sometimes they know that we have money. They are doing a lot of intelligence. They are gathering pieces of information about you. And so those of us who live ostentatious lifestyle, who want to flaunt our wealth, people are watching us. And if we are not lucky, they may visit us. So sometimes they are not coming there for the sake of coming. They know that what they want, they will get from you. They know that you have just returned from US or UK. And sometimes my colleagues in the profession of journalism, especially the radios and other things, when they are doing request time music for other people, and oh, we want to request this music for so and so who lives at Dansuman, you just returned from Germany, and all these things are pieces of intelligence that we are giving to the criminals. All they need to know is to be able to locate this person that you are talking about. So if he has just arrived from Germany, he must have some Deutschmark and dollars with him. So let us look for him. And so some of these things, we think that we can still request a song for him without necessarily
describing
exactly the location where he lives.
From the US.
You can say that, well, even if you say he has returned from US, you shouldn't pinpoint where he's living.
Okay.
So they also sit by the TV, by radio, and listen to what we are doing.
So how about those who go to places? Because a friend of mine was robbed, and they didn't have any money because they were not keeping. So one of them had to force her ring out, which was very difficult to do. He had to put it in his mouth and try to drag it, even when she said, "Let me do it for you," you know. So they didn't have money, but they went there anyway.
Sometimes the people their intelligence fail. Sometimes they also look at the person involved. You are an affluent person. The fact that you are an affluent person makes you a target. Although you might not be carrying money at the time you are accosted. But you are an affluent person. Let me try, I'll get him. Is this not Madam so-so-and-so? Is this not Dr. so-so-and-so? If Dr. so-so-and-so, they are forgetting that Dr. so-so-and-so is well informed enough to have put his money on his credit card or to have put his money in the bank. And therefore, when I attack him in his home at this time, I won't get anything. So sometimes they fail to do that.
So when they come and you don't have anything, what do you do? Because you're telling them and they don't seem to believe.
Sometimes they don't believe you.
Yeah, so what do you do?
Sometimes you don't believe you. And that is difficult. It becomes a subjective decision for you to take. Sometimes they ask you, open this place, open this place. Go ahead and open it for them.
Okay.
And then sometimes you also pray. I mean, you also pray to God. Any object of worship that you believe in, you pray, because sometimes they are also reasonable.
Do you offer them alternatives? Do you say, for instance, that I have this wristwatch somewhere I could give you?
You can do so if you see, if you realize that they are hell bent on doing something to you. If you don't, so if you have any other valuable that you think they might need, propose it. Sometimes it's a matter of luck and God, because somebody, any of them might want to shoot. Oh, let me shoot him so that we go. Then the gang leader will just in the stroke of this thing say that, oh, leave him, and then they storm out. But just a word from the gang leader, oh, go ahead, they will give it to you. So it's a matter of your own attitude, your behavior under the circumstance. It is God, it is luck.
How soon does it take the police to be on any crime scene and when you're called?
As soon as possible. As soon as possible. Let me say that it's because of this. We realize that robbery is a major challenge when it comes to crime combat. And so we have divided our cities and subdivided them into units and smaller places and put patrol vehicles in charge of the smaller units so that they will be patrolling, so that in case of any distress call and it is relayed to them, they can reach there at record time.
So what it means is when I call the emergency numbers,
yes,
they would call the patrol team that's closer to where I live.
Exactly. That is their practice. That's their practice. So when you call the emergency number, they will receive it and relay the message to the closest patrol team, because they know once you indicate your location, they know which patrol team is in charge.
Okay.
So they will quickly inform the patrol team and they will start looking for the place.
What if that patrol team is also responding to another call?
That is the problem. But when they are also responding to another distress call, then they tell the man or the captain on the bridge, and they call another closest patrol team, because you know these are let's say one big area divided into two, with two patrol vehicles manning each of the areas. So if I call the one that is directly in charge of this area and it is responding to a distress call, they can call the twin, the one that is sharing boundaries with this thing. Okay. They can also respond. So it may even be the same distress call that the first is.
Okay. So is it every district that has the patrol?
Exactly.
Team?
Every region and district and division, they have the patrol teams. But you know, it is more pronounced and effective in the cities, and that is where the threat is.
Okay.
Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, Cape Coast, Tamale, Bolga, and other things. As far as residential robberies, they are concentrated in these cities. Although in the smaller or bigger towns and smaller towns too, we occasionally get a residential robbery. But in those places, we mostly get highway robberies and other things. But they also have patrol teams.
So in an area like Kwabenya, for instance, because you know there's a major police station, they would have a patrol team.
They will have a patrol team that patrols the day and night.
Okay, but I realized that in West Legon there is a police station, there's a container.
Yes.
In Ashoman there's a container as well.
Yes.
What kind of help would these smaller police stations offer to you if you were to call them?
In the first place, the containers have sparse police population manning it. They are mainly to serve as rest point or reference point to patrol teams, and also as points where people can go and make complaints, and the complaints will be taken and handled. So if you call them, they can easily contact the patrol teams in charge of the area for you. Okay. Yeah, they can easily contact the patrol teams in charge of the area for you to come and attend to your situation for you. And they also take your statements, your complaints, in case you have any complaint to make. If you have any concerns, security concerns that you need the police to know, it is closer to you. That's the essence of the container police stations. They are there to ensure that policing is taken to the doorstep of the people. Places are becoming densely populated, and we don't have police stations. Police stations are far apart, and so we try to bring policing closer by building some of these containers and other things so that people can easily have access to police services.
Okay. The patrol teams, can we assess them ourselves? Can we call them directly?
For now, you can't call them by any line, but what people are doing is that they are in close contact with their community patrols. And even if you might not even know which patrol team will be in charge of your.
So we don't have a fixed patrol team?
It can change.
Oh, okay.
It can change. So what you do is you call the emergency lines and they can attend to you. But if you are lucky and have somebody that you see or you meet patrolling your area and you get his number,
okay,
you can call him directly and he can attend to you. There was this typical case that we had where a journalist became so free with the patrol team in her area that one day when she kept long at work and was not coming, the patrol team members called her. Oh, Florence, where are you? Today it is 10 o'clock and you are not passing. 10 p.m. Why? So I'm doing something late in the office. That's why I'm a bit late, but I'll be coming. So when they saw her coming, they escorted her car to the house. So it also depends on the relationship that we foster with our community police or with the patrol teams that are assigned to our area. Now, you know, the days where police were feared are gone. Now the police are friends. So you have to foster that relationship. You have to create that relationship with your... We shouldn't leave crime combat, policing, security issues in the hands of the security agencies alone. Let us be active participants in maintenance of law and order and security.
Sure. Let's touch on one final area. When you get these armed robbers, you call for identification.
Yes.
That is one area that I'm most afraid of.
Yes.
Because I don't know how safe I am. After I come to identify someone, I say, yeah, that's the guy who came to my house.
Yes. There are various means that we have devised to ensure that those who are coming to help with identification are not themselves identified. And I can't stand here and tell you everything because they are also watching us.
Yeah, but so, okay.
So
just
don't
on the surface,
go...
Will they see me enter? Will they see me go?
Legally, I'm told you need to stand before the person, pinpoint the person that this is the person.
In front of him?
Yes, but that's not how we do it any longer, because we'll be exposing you to dangers. Because as they are paraded and you are going to pinpoint them, they have their accomplices, their friends, their family members also watching from afar. So there are other means by which we are able to identify the criminals. And once we are able to identify them, we build a case docket on them, we gather evidence, and we put them before court, and we get the convictions that we need.
Will my testimony in terms of identify that that's him?
Yes.
How far does that go in getting a sentence for that person?
It goes a long way because it helps us. When you are able to say that is him, we are able to go, if it's, for instance, your room, when he stormed there, there could be some things that he left there that you might not know. We have to pick pieces of evidence, fingerprints and other things. So it makes it easier for us. Oh, so these louvers that we preserved when we came to your house after the attack, we observed some fingerprints and other things that we preserved. All along, we are looking for people to compare. Now you are now saying that that's him. So it makes it easier for the comparison. Once we compare and we see the fingerprints and it matches he's a prime suspect.
How much, because I know that we're still trying to build our data, how far with that? Because, you know, we watch a lot of movies and they get someone, they just have to go on the internet or their computer and it's a match.
Yes.
Can we do that here?
We the police, have gone ahead and done something. Automated fingerprint system, we call AFIS, where we have everybody's fingerprints in a database. But when we are talking about crime combat and data, it's not only about what the police does. We have national dimensions also to it. We know that the nation was also bearing some data. And when everything is over or is up or is finished, now we can have a more reliable data.
Okay. Do you watch like the CSIs?
CSI,
New Orleans and New York and
yes,
stuff like that. Would we ever get to that point? I mean, it's just a movie, but...
they also started from some point and got there. We may also get there.
Yeah.
We
okay.
also get there.
Well, I want to say thank you for your time. I mean, it's always nice talking to you.
I'm glad.
There's something you always leave on my mind, and I like that very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So that's Superintendent Cephas Arthur, Director of Public Affairs, Ghana Police Service. Hopefully we've answered a lot of the questions on your mind. But I think that we should take security. I mean, security should be like our topmost priority. Topmost priority. And stop showing off. I'm going to take the bit about when you're on radio in particular and you're sending shout outs. If somebody came from UK or something like that, don't say this guy who lives in West Legon who just returned, because they are also watching and listening. I'm keeping that in my head. We're talking a lot more things on our show. We're talking Roverman, and we're also doing our talk here on our show. Please stay with us.